What up, though? Detroit Red Entertainment, Real Detroit News and Opinion. So this show will be going out to Doctor Rashad. Um, he did a show on TYT, and he was talking about Detroit. So you know, so me being the Detroiter, I thought I'd address Doctor Rashad. Now, Doctor Rashad is an HBCU graduate from he has education. So, so he's the devil. Y'all might say, why he say he's the devil? Because he's an HBC graduate and he got a college education. Now, what makes him the devil? Well, what makes him the devil? Because he's pushing the devil's narrative. So if you pushing the devil narrative, then you got to be the devil. You know. Um, so he support the devil's agenda. He supports the devil's ideas, and he's a full-fledged devil. And he does not have America interests at heart. He has the devil interests at heart. Now, Dr. Rashad, you're speaking on Detroit and the chief of Detroit, which the chief of Detroit is a real Detroiter. And he is a Generation X. He grew up in Detroit. He went to schools in Detroit. And as a Detroit nigga, he's had the opportunity to move around as Detroit niggas do. Because wherever you at, in whatever state, whatever city you in, I guarantee you, there's a Detroit nigga there. And I believe that to be true from my own experience. There's a Detroit nigga everywhere in America, in every state in America. And everybody in every hood has an experience with a Detroit nigga, whether it's good or bad. So, Dr. Rashad, you made mention of the treatment of the police on Detroit Breathe. Well, most of us Detroiters don't think uh, Detroit Breathe is people from Detroit. And from the arrest, we found out that a lot of them meth heads and cigarette kids and children of the corn people is not from the city of Detroit. And you can look at them and tell they ain't Detroiters. They don't even have the Detroit. They're not even polished like Detroiters. You know what I'm saying? They don't even. They have nothing in them that reflects us as Detroiters. Even Detroiters in their generation, they does not have that Detroit mentality in them. And real Detroiters did not even support Detroit will breathe. Actually, the real Detroiters was against Detroit will breathe. You know. So right now, what we want to do right now is take our hat off to Chief Craig and the Detroit police for not letting Detroit burn to the ground, just like Minneapolis and Portland, and what happened in Chicago, and what happened um, in Wisconsin, in Croatia, whatever the name of that city, where the young man got shot by the police. And I noticed y'all backed away from that. Y'all backed away from that story when y'all found out that he actually pulled a knife on the police. That he sexually assaulted his baby mama. Y'all backed away from all that. Y'all left that alone. Ben Crump left that alone. He didn't pursue uh, um, monetary gain or none of that. We never heard shit after that. After we saw that motherfucker laying in the hospital bed with those lawyers, they left that alone. you know. But to Rashad, Dr. Rashad, you know, we happy that Detroit didn't burn. We happy that it wasn't no mass looting. We happy that the city wasn't destroyed. You know, we experienced that already in the 60s with the riots. And we noticed that Detroit was never the same after the riots and how the business community picked up and left. And years later, how drugs and cocaine and came through our city and destroyed the city of Detroit, a beautiful city, a working class city, a hard working class city. You know, Detroit had a lot of homeowners. You know, Detroit had a lot of entrepreneurs. You know, Detroit probably the only city in America that built a skyscraper by and with the citizens of Detroit. You see the Renaissance, we built that shit. Joe Louis Arena, we built that shit. Um, Cobble Hall, we built that shit. They gave us, us those jobs. See, but a cat like you today, you support um, motherfuckers coming from, Napoleon kids coming from Central America, you know, that's riding around Detroit right now doing the jobs my uncles used to do. My uncle used to do. My uncle used to be the one that had the roofing jobs. My uncle used to be the one that had the cement jobs, to lay down the cement. And you know what I mean? My uncle used to be the one that go out there and plaster walls and shit like that. But now they got Napoleon kids out there doing that shit. So Dr. Rashad, he was a sucker. He was a sucker for even going against Detroit for not letting the city burn down. We don't support Detroit will breathe. And the most of the Detroiters not even give a fuck about that shit. We don't give a fuck about the Black Lives Matter. Because in Detroit, we know how to handle our police. And Detroit got a good um, 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 support from one another. You know, they fucked us over with your man. With the drug crime bill. You know what I'm saying? The war on drugs. They still ain't into war on drugs. Nigga, they ended the war in Afghanistan after 20 years, but they ain't into war on drugs on niggas though. They ain't into war on drugs on us. Now they got a new drug, and it's called lean. Whatever these motherfuckers is doing today, I don't know. Lean pills and all that shit, You know. But Dr. Rashad, Detroit didn't burn to the ground, man. You should have took your hat off. You been to Minneapolis, man? Dr. Rashad? How you motherfuckers been in Minneapolis? Do you see what's going on in Minneapolis right now today? It's straight lawlessness, nigga. The citizens is scared to death. They don't even want to come outside. You know what I'm saying? I called one of my mentors and somebody I care about the other day. And when he got on the phone, I asked him how he was doing. And he said, well, they haven't burnt down my house yet. You know what I'm saying? That's how they thinking. And that's what you want for the people of Detroit? You know? So we happy the chief of Detroit police shut down Black Lives Matter in our city. We didn't want that shit for our city. And matter of fact, uh, we asking Black Lives Matter and Detroit will breathe to pack y'all shit up. Take y'all ass back to Minneapolis. Take your ass to Minneapolis, where y'all come from. Take your ass back to Wisconsin, where y'all come from. Y'all not Detroiters. If y'all was Detroiters, y'all wouldn't be doing no shit like that. Police killed Matters Green. I think that's one of the um, police killings in my time, Malice Green, and we got justice. We didn't burn nothing down. We wasn't riding out in the streets. We wasn't uh, uh, yelling and fussing. We don't do that shit in Detroit. Nigga, we got a good justice system when it comes to that shit. Now, Kim Worthy been doing some bullshit. She done did some bullshit a few times. What she did to Kwame Kirkpatrick and what she did to a young man. She sent a young man to prison. You know, but Kim Worthy, the devil. She your type. She one of you. She not one of us. You know, so we can expect that kind of shit from the devil. Dr. Rashad, you should have took your hat off to the Detroit police for not letting the city burn down. Would you have been happy if they went into the sixth precinct and burnt that shit down? Not Detroit, because Detroit police is Detroit niggas. You know, so Detroit police, the niggas that's in the Detroit police, they have a Detroit mentality too, even though they police. So when you was talking about the shit they got on camera and all that shit, you gotta remember, these police is Detroit niggas. And they concerned about their city. And they don't want their city to become a motherfucking raggedy ass city like Minneapolis. Looking like a World War II war zone. So we're gonna salute Chief Craig. You know, we support you, Chief Craig, in your run for governor. We pray that you be successful, and we bless you with Psalms 91. That's from us to you, Chief Craig. Now, Dr. Rashad, you know, with your education and your intelligence and your your ability to decipher and retain information, you know, your great debate skills. You a hell of a motherfucking debater. You know what I mean? I watched you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you debate Angela Stratton King, because I know she'll fuck you up. I know Angela will fuck you up, Dr. Rashad. You know what I'm saying? So get her on your show, Dr. Rashad. Get Angela Stratton King on your show and debate her on whatever you want to debate her on, and I guarantee you she fuck you up. And Dr. Rashad, use a hoe ass nigga. No, use a hoe ass African American black person. We're not gonna give you nigga status. Use a hoe ass African American black person, Dr. Rashad. And fuck you, Dr. Rashad, for even coming down and disrespecting our city like that. And while I'm on it, what's this nigga name? Rare Supreme. I saw you was in Detroit, nigga. Yeah, we heard what you had to say about Detroit women. You know, it was very disrespectful what you said, because you see some big women in Detroit. I mean that a motherfucker ain't hungry in the D. Niggas can eat, motherfucker. You say ain't no gyms in Detroit? Yeah, motherfuckers, all kind of shit in Detroit, motherfucker. You know, let me tell you a story about the women of Detroit when we was coming up. And everywhere I went, and I compared the women from Detroit to other women in places I've been, and ain't no woman like the Detroit woman. That was from when I was growing up. Things changed now, maybe because of the devil and his propaganda, and they got women seeing the world and men a little different today. But when we was growing up, our women, our women was, man, they was down to earth. They wasn't stuck up. They'd talk to a nigga. They'll meet a nigga right where they at, wherever they at. You know what I'm saying? And we had beautiful time with our women in Detroit. You know, our women had uh, a beautiful style. You know what I'm saying? Because the energy in Detroit and the attitude of Detroit was always go get. You know, they was hustling, they was fucking with hustling motherfuckers, and they was everybody had that mentality. So, yeah, and if you look at our entertainers and the way they carried themselves, from Motown, Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, and just to name a few, on how they carried themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, even a Cash Doll. Cash Doll today is not a Mega the Stallion. You know, Cash Doll still carry herself in as a lady. You know what I'm saying? She can balance the shit. You know what I'm saying? She can be um, what they say, ratchet or whatever, but she's still classy. You know what I mean? That's the women of Detroit. You know, you can't touch down in Detroit and be in Detroit for 5 minutes and judge a whole city. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, Red Supreme. You know, and you shouldn't be talking about women either. If you, for the black people, as you say, you know what I'm saying? How can you sit there and talk about black women because they got a little meat on their bones? And let me tell you something, nigga. It's somebody for everybody. Just because you don't like a motherfucker that got some meat on their bones, that don't mean another motherfucker don't like a woman with the meat on the bones. Some motherfuckers say, I don't want to lay down with no bone. So, nigga, you the first nigga that ever came to Detroit and said something out of the way. Because when entertainers come to Detroit, they love Detroit. Go pull up any motherfucker that been to Detroit and an entertainer. Too Short. Look what Too Short got to say about Detroit. Look what E40 got to say about Detroit. Go look at your little New York nigga rappers and see what they got to Detroit. And be careful, um, um, Rare Supreme, because there's some motherfuckers in Detroit will make it where you can't come to that motherfucker. Just like they did Rick Ross. And they put the shit down in the industry. This is a no fly zone for you motherfuckers. Don't forget that, nigga. Detroit niggas is not like a lot of motherfuckers. You ain't seen nobody else do no shit like that. That run motherfuckers out their city and don't let them perform in their city. And matter of fact, salute to Trick Trick. I know the movie old nigga, but I love that movie Detroit, Joy Road. You did a hell of a job in that movie, and that was a great story. And it had a message in it. And niggas that's making films uh, should take heed. You know what I'm saying? Everything don't have to be a drug dealer movie or drug killer movie. You know what I'm saying? You niggas gotta expand your brains and do other shit and come up with other shit. Shout out to El Nuke. You know what I'm saying? You doing great work too. We appreciate you. Shout out to Murder Pain for your great work, what you doing. I watched your movies. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Murder Pain. I'm a fan of El Nuke and his productions. So Red Supreme, you can't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? You get real niggas hating you, man. Like that nigga R. Kelly say, nigga, you get fake ass niggas get a real nigga hating them. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that, man. We'll make it where you can't come to that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You get niggas not liking you, man. So we want you to come and we want you to apologize to the women of Detroit. And we want you to apologize to the city of Detroit. Well, it might get bad for you. You might not be able to go back to Detroit ever again. Detroit can become a no-fly zone for you. You know. So Dr. Rashad, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Bring Chief Craig on your show, nigga. Reach out to him. Holla at a Detroit nigga. Cause he's a Detroit nigga. Born and raised in the D. That's why he ain't let the motherfuckers burn our city down. We know what that shit did to our city. We never bounced back. We never bounced back from the Detroit riots. They never fixed that shit back up, man. You know. And ever since the motherfucking cigarette people been, ever since this new mayor, that second term, and we finna get rid of that Detroit black caucus in Detroit. And you black Democrats, y'all watch out in Detroit. Things finna change. We don't like the way our city going. We don't like what y'all doing for Detroit. Y'all got Hart Plaza shut down. Y'all sold Belle. Y'all sold the fucking water. Do y'all know Detroit had the best water in the country? Detroit got fresh motherfucking water all around that bitch. Michigan got fresh water all around it. There's nowhere in the world that Detroit should be serving some fucked up water. Back in 2004, it was a memo that came across to everybody in the house, and everybody in the D. I remember getting it out the mailbox and reading about Detroit water. And they said Detroit water was the best in the country. We got the safest drinking water in the country. Dave Bean, you hoe ass nigga, and that city manager that came from Flint that gave our motherfucking water away. Now y'all done gave Belle Isle away. Now, and y'all done let them close down Crunks. Crunks produce many champions. See, Dr. Rashad, do you know Detroit produced many champions, many entrepreneurs, many entertainers? Nigga Smokey Robinson, nigga from the D. One of the greatest writers in history, nigga. Motown wasn't just about making music for us. Motown said that we can create a business. That's what was we didn't look at the Temptations and we seen a black man that created a business and made lots of money. See, call me young, nigga. You know, call me young, the first black mayor of Detroit. He built the Renaissance. What did the motherfuckers want to burn down the Renaissance? You know, you gonna talk about Detroit? Do you know in Detroit, nigga, where we got schools when we was growing up was all filled up. You go to there today, the schools has got big ass bushes around them. You don't talk about the real shit in Detroit. You come talk about some motherfucking bullshit because the Detroit police didn't let those motherfucking meth head kids, um, outsiders, burn down our city. So Dr. Rashad, you's a hoe, and you the devil, and we are the devil's enemy, and um we are the devil's enemy. I would show you something else. You know what I'm saying? But we got some motherfuckers in office that, you know what I'm saying, scared to death. You with the motherfucking niggas that's in fear right now, but at the same time trying to put fear in us. And I'm tell you, Dr. Rashad, you better get on the right side, man. You better take your motherfucking intelligence and use it for good. And get on the right side. And I ain't talking about the Republicans. Them motherfuckers ain't right either. You know. We got some devils in the Republican Party as well. But we weeding them out. Thanks to our secret agent that went in there and pulled everything out. You know. Shout out to Mr. USA. We ain't gotta say his name because everywhere that motherfucker go, they say USA. 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 You motherfuckers with the devil. The devil want to bring down USA. Not Mr. USA, but USA. You know? You see what's happening right now? You see what's happening right now in Cuba? The shit you promoting, that's what's gonna happen to us. You know? That's what's gonna happen to us, Dr. Rashad. So you helping bring in the dictatorship that's in Cuba. You helping bringing in the dictatorship that's in China. You helping bringing in the dictatorship that's in Lebanon. You help bringing in the dictatorship that's in um, Cuba. You help bringing in the dictatorship that's in Iran. See, the devil sets up dictatorship and takes the rights away from the people. Only place in the world that they say our shit come from our creator. Our rights come from our creator, not by man. And like Mr. USA say, we don't worship government. We worship God. You know what I'm saying? We don't worship government. We worship God. In our culture, we say the Great Spirit, Master of Life. You know, so you African Americans, you know, we got a problem with